Good morning everyone. So this is a second part for lesson 4, Access and Authentication in the introduction to security course from National Chongqing University, the online course. Okay, so today I want to introduce more specific about the access network and how it looks in practice and what's the kind of algorithm used in authentication. Okay, first time we want to see is how the internet in the one glance. So actually the internet got very huge connected the network, and you can see the left, the right side in the internet they include about the mobile network or cellular network or home network, campus network, in university, enterprise networks for the big companies, or kind of a local or regional ISP or some national global ISP. That's an internet service provider. And you can see in one countries like in Taiwan, so in one campus that's kind of considered is one network, and we have several several campus they can connect together, and something in the one of counties or one of cities they have many kind of the small network from some home, right, some household or some companies and government, something like that, and you can see everything just connect together and become a very huge connected network. And big thing is to connect to the internet and use the network, you need to have permission, right? Permission to log in and access the network. Sometimes you need to have a Wi-Fi password, and sometimes you need to have the SIM card, and sometimes you need to have go to the public area. You can have a Wi-Fi, access to the Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi, so you still can access to the network. But the key important, that means you need to log in and access the network. So because the network is operated by so many protocols like HTTP, Sky, TCP, HTTP, Ethernet, and each kind of network segment they have a different technology. So how they can provide kind of good authentication? So from this kind of internet structure, I would say each the network they will have a different authentication mechanism or technology. And something internet is not free to access in practice. In practice, mostly in public area like public Wi-Fi you can access free, but if you go through the country you can see many available Wi-Fi, but you need to password, right? You need a password. But how it works? So today lesson will detail how it works in practice. So first time we will see about wireless authentication or the Wi-Fi. You can see the laptop or smartphone just access via Wi-Fi access point, and from the Wi-Fi access point they need to log in to the authentication server. Actually this one is for enterprise. In practice, maybe Wi-Fi access point can become an authentication server too. So you just enter about the Wi-Fi password, so you can log in. But in the campus or something like in enterprise network, so all the Wi-Fi access point will be accessed the username and password from the authentication server. For example, you can use a student ID, you can use the employee ID, and password. You can log into the own Wi-Fi access point in one campus or in one enterprise network. So the first time when you send that kind of information like a laptop or smartphone want to check, so you can try to click nearby the access point, right? After that, when you redirect to kind of authentication the form to kind of the sync and to SSO or something like a server, so they can return one form for you to enter username and password. So that's you can see in the screen, that's the mutual authentication or key derivation. So you can enter the password or PIN code. So after that, so you can see the symmetric the key distribution. So the laptop and smartphone they can log in. They can log in access point. So this mechanism is, I think, more flexible, and you do not need to set a password for every access point. You just need to run a single authentication server. So every access point just ask user to enter about the student ID or the employee ID, and they can go to the authentication server for check assistant for the account, and they can return it's true or not. So you can log in the system. And here is a wireless authentication in the in the laptop. One you can click to the wireless live version, right? So you can enter about the network security key. So this one is I think that is most simple. Yeah, this is simplest mechanism, and the figure see how you can use Wi-Fi. But in practice, when you select several enterprise Wi-Fi, so it just redirect to the server form and can allow you to enter employee or student ID and password. You can from there you can after you successfully log in from server, so you can allow you to access the Wi-Fi. And here is authentication in the 4G. Different from Wi-Fi, in the 4G you do not see very clearly about how they do authentication, right? But in background, like when you install one of SIM card, you will see when you buy a SIM card, you install the SIM card to your smartphone, to your iPhone or your smartphone, right? So after you can see the network just turn on and you can access the network. So how is do the authentication in background? So actually in the SIM cards they have a token, and when you install to the smartphone, that token or the key, you can see key BSM or key SSS fixed in the SIM, just launch to base station, and they will go to mobility management entity and home subscriber service. So go to this service, the server can check, okay, with this key, they already exist in the database or not. If already exist in the database, so they can return, okay, this user already buy SIM card from my service. So okay, so you can log in the network. So after that, they can return some information like authentication token, right? So now come from 4 or 5 steps, so you can see the smartphone can log in to the network, and now you can use mobile network very quickly, just about 1 or 2 seconds you can use that. So this authentication in 4G, I think still available to the 5G, in the 5G. But have one thing, in the 4G authentication, the attacker can fake the base station. Yeah, can fake base station. You will see on the screen the communication between the victim UE communicate with the MMEs and SSS, that authentication server, right? So someone tried to fake fake the base station, and you will see on the very right side you can see IMSI, the catcher, that fake cellular tower, so they can broadcast a signal, and they can get some IMSI information or just token information between the your SIM card and to the cellular server. And after that, they can use that information to launch new authentication to the server. And from now on, communication between you and the server just forward to the fake cellular tower, and every communication just leaked to the to the other attacker. So this mechanism already happened in practice, and actually still very popular currently to the many places in many countries, because attacker just try to broadcast some spoofing the SMS, something like that, or they try to catch some username password, and sometimes they steal the money if they can create a the AMSI, the cellular tower. But this one device is quite expensive. Just tell you this can do, because currently 4G authentication is not so strong. Yeah. Maybe 4G advanced authentication is possible. Yeah, it's possible to go. And now they upgraded about 5G and 6G authentication, so they can support multi-radio access network like Wi-Fi, satellite, 5G, and you can see the UAV. Yeah, UAV. So the core network will be called 6G. Core network will control major the authentication function. So this one is called a multi-access network. So 6G maybe is kind of quite, quite convenient in future. But 6G will become a commercial in next 3 years. So currently still under research. Yeah, under research. So the big question now is 4G and 5G use authentication. They use username and password or token key. Of course, after you learn this lesson, I think you have clear the answer what's part, right? 4G and 5G do not use the username and password because that's inconvenient. They use token key in the SIM card, okay? Store in the SIM card, so make authentication very transparent. You cannot, evidently you do not know when the authentication works, right? Okay, this is summary for authentication. So authentication in Wi-Fi for 5G is core function for access network, right? And each network will have different requirements and technique on authentication. Maybe cellular network they use SIM card, Wi-Fi you use password or passcode, or evenly just kind of username and password. And because internet is kind of huge connected network with diverse network type. Well, of course, we have many kind of authentication mechanism. So we will look more detailed how we can access some specific device in the next lesson. How we can use authentication without password in the next part. Okay, see you in the next part.